let's continue. So I was talking about, please, where did I stop when the thing cut off? Is it this? Did you see this part?
We're talking about num one and num two.
Is it this code I wrote here?
Yes, yes. This is what you are
Okay,
giving us a second example. Yes.
okay. Now I was talking about a function with a parameter, okay? And I said when you trigger a function that has a parameter, you have to feed it with what? With argument. For example, inside this particular function, I have two parameters there called num1 and num2. I'm printing out the rewards. This my result here. Okay, print num1 plus what? Num2. So it means that the value I want num1 to carry will be 50. The value I want num2 to carry will be what? Will be 70. That's how this program is going to be what? Executed, and you get what? 120 as your result. Okay. Now it is not, it's not left to one or two. A function can have multiple parameters, so it can up to six depending on the kind of program that you are writing. All right, so let me just pass it is a comment here, a function with a parameter. So we have another syntax again. A function can have what we call default arguments. A function can have default what? Argument. My own as a programmer is to show you guys different way of getting your result. You can stick to one, okay? You can stick to one because most programmers, most people I thought, they say they prefer the one with what? Default arguments. Let me show you how it works. Let's say I want to say your name, right? Def. I'll still call my function name what? Greet. It's not, your function name is not case sensitive, okay? Let's say the name is, the name is Mike. All right, I want this function to call Mike. So what I will do here, I'll just come here and say print Mike. Sorry, print name. Sorry, I can say sorry, good evening, good evening, comma what? Name. Now look at this particular example. If I trigger this function, which is what? Greet. This one gives you two options. What are the options that this one is giving? Number one, you can decide not to pass anything here. You build a very good shape, okay? And your program will work very well. Good evening words, the name, okay? Good evening the what? The name. Why are you showing name here? Okay, this name supposed to be, this spelling is wrong. Good evening name. Let me see. Name is equal to what? Mike. It's not running the way I want it to be. A function with a default word arguments. Yes, I'm correct. Oh, there's a mistake here. This supposed to be, I'm supposed to close the comma here. Then this one will not bring you what? The name. So that's why it's printing out that name out. So if I run this program, you can see it's telling you good evening what? Mike. I did not pass any argument here. Oh. You're having good evening Mike. I can pass another argument here and say Java. If I pass in Java here, I run my program, you see good evening word Java. This one is more flexible. Alright, this one is more what? It's more flexible. I can even pass Joseph here, okay, to tell you good evening word Joseph. So this type of a function is a function with a default argument. Look at it. If I still call the function again, I said greet empty, I will now get good evening what? Good evening Mike. You see that I have good evening Joseph. I'm also having good evening what? Good evening Mike executed. So the beauty of a function is instead of writing this plenty code, again and again. I can just duplicate this my code here. Greet, greet, greet everywhere. When this program is triggered, are you seeing it? Good evening, Mike. Good evening, Mike. I will not be writing this code again. That's the beauty of what? Of a function. The beauty of a function, it's help in repetition of your code. Instead of retyping and retyping again, function will just help you to what? To cut it off. So we have function that have what we call them the keyword argument. Function can have what we call keyword argument. So the question now is, what is a keyword argument? When you declare a function and you call the function, you pass the argument to the name of the function. That function is called a keyword argument. So let me pass a comment here. A function with keyword argument. A function with what? Keyword what? Argument. Now, let's say I I'm writing a program to display the kind of fruits that I have. All the categories are what? They are fruits. Alright? Now my keyword argument is gonna be, if it's 3 fruits, I'm gonna have fruit 1, fruit 2, and what? Fruit 3. So the first thing I need to do is def. Let me say favorites. Let me call it favorites. Favorites fruits. Please, are you guys with me? Fruit 1,
Yes.
fruit 2, fruit what? 3. So these are my fruits. Now I can say okay, print. I love past year fruit 1. I love eating fruit 1. So for the rest, I'm going to duplicate this code. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I love eating fruit what? 2. I love eating fruit what? 3. Fruit 3. I love eating fruit 3. So when you trigger this function, you have to pass. Now the name of the fruit is not here. Okay. And you have to pass the name of the fruit. So my function name is favorites. Alright. I have fruit 1. I can say fruit 1. Let me start from 1 so that you can start anywhere you want to start it. Apple. Then the next one I'm going to pass here. Fruit 2 is what they call it? Carrot. Then the last one, fruit 3 is watermelon. So look at it. When you run this type of a program, you are going to get this thing printed out 3 times. I love eating apple. I love eating carrots. I love eating watermelon. If you don't like it this way, you can loop it. Alright, you can loop it instead of it to what? To get your job done like this. It depends on what you are looking at. I can pass all of these things inside a variable, then I'll just call my variable, or I'll just loop across it. It's going to give you the same result though, but this is actually the shortest cut. And please take note, in programming, always take the short route. Always take the short route. If you have a long route, as a beginner programmer that you guys are, maybe using long route because that's what you know, but you are advised to always go for the short route. So as you continue to learn, continue to code, you'll be noticing that this is shorter than what than this. Is that okay? So this type of a function that
Okay,
we are
sir. So
using now.
which function?
Mm.
Okay.
Continue. Ask your question, please.
Okay. You have. I think right now you have three different functions. The main one, default function, and key argument function. So which one is
Yes.
better to use? This keyword argument function,
Yes.
or this function with keyword argument,
Mm.
this is how it's written. Abi,
Yes. Keyword
can we
argument.
also write it in a way that, yeah, can we also write it in a way that we remove the fruit one and just write only apple, comma, carrot, comma, watermelon?
Inside there, Abby.
Yes, sir. Or this is how it's meant to be written. This
If
keyword
you pass in
function
apple,
argument.
no, I want to explain to you. If you pass in apple, comma, carrot, comma, watermelon, comma. Now, what you now pass here, yeah, you can still get your result, but what you now pass here instead of fruit one, that will become what? Let me just do one so that you see that it can work. You have your apple. You have your apple. Programming is nobody is bringing it from up. So this one now will become what apple, Abby. I'll just use one as a case study.
No, no, no. Okay, no. What I'm trying to say is this: at the end of when you call your function as favorite fruit,
All right.
when you call it, I'm talking about instead of writing it full like fruit one is equal to apple, can't you just write only apple,
Mm,
comma, instead of writing fruit two is equal to carrot, can't you just write only carrot?
yeah, if you write
Or it must be
only
written this way?
no, no, it's not must. It's not must, please. This default argument is flexible. Okay. So if you pass in apple here, right? This is what you mean, Rabbi, comma,
Yes, sir. Yes.
carrot.
Yes.
Hey, problem. Abi,
Yes, sir.
this program will still work. Do you see why it's,
Okay.
do you know why it's working? Why it's working is because fruit is parameter. Fruit 2 is what? Parameter. Fruit
Argument.
3 is what? Parameter. So you just pass there as what? Apple, carrot. That's the argument now. Apple, carrot, and
Yes, sir.
watermelon. So that's why it's working. So you can see that the default argument is flexible. It's not one way. ADB is the one with a parameter. It will just flag error. Do you understand?
Okay, you come again. You said if it's the one with what? It will snag an error. Which one?
If it's the one with argument, where is it? The one with parameter, sorry. Something like this. This one. If you call this function without passing anything here, you get error. I don't know if you
Error.
understand.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you call this function like that, it will give you error. You can see that one missing require position argument
Okay.
nil.
Okay.
So it will give you error. So default argument can call it anyhow. You will also be what? Be very very okay. It's flexible. But it depends on the program that you are writing though. That you now decide to say, oh, let me use default argument or let me use what? Uh, the other one called the parameter. Is that okay?
Yes, look it.
I hope Joseph is with us. I hope Java is also with us because I'm not getting your communication, your feedback. All right, now let's go to the next topic, which is what we call return statement. Every program has what we call return statement. JavaScript has return statements. PHP has return statements. Python, you want to learn how to use Python return statements now. Return statement is majorly used inside a function. A return statement is used to return the result that is the result that you want to what you want to trigger out. Now this is the law of Python return statement. Anytime you are having a return statement, it break the program out of the function. it break the program out of the function. So what do we mean by break the program out of the function? It means that you cannot use a print statement again. So let's see something. Let's say I declare a function. I declare a function here. I said this function is to give me multiplication. Let's say product of two number. I'll say product. All right. I will type my num1. Let's say this is my first number. Then I will type my num2. So what I will now do here, I will just say return num1 asterisk num2. Are you getting it? Now what I'm saying in essence now, you can see that immediately I press enter. Look at my terminal, my cursor, my blinking. Anytime your cursor is blinking at this part here, it means that you are no longer inside the function, you are out of the function. Okay, you can't use print statement, or you now went to go and call the function and say because Mr. Emmanuel said you call the function, you now say product. Okay, you now passing something I say 40 comma what 50 based on what you have learned. This will not work. You can see that 40 comma 50 is supposed to be 90, but the result is not there. Abi,
Yes.
so the result is not there. So how do I now get result? What Python said now is that I can pass this my, you know that this is the function call, Abi. I can pass this my function call
Mm.
into a variable. I can pass into a variable. I can say x. This is method 1 equals to this. Then I will now print out my what? I'll print out x. So if I run this program, my result should come out, which is what? Okay, that's 2000. 40 times 50 is what? Is 2000. This is method 1. So method 2 says you call your print statement, then you call the function inside. The function is what? Product. The function name is what? Is product. Okay. Then what am I adding together? 40 comma what? 50. If I run this program, I should also be in a very very good word shape. Are you together? Method 1 long code, 2 line of code. Method 2 just 1 line of code. Remember I said follow the what? Short route. But for you that you are learning, you can quickly pick this one because x is a variable here. Then the variable is called inside the what? Inside the bracket. Is that okay?
Yes.
Alright. Now if that is okay, let's look at other words, other example. Let's look at other example so that you understand better. If I come inside here, this is a return statement. I come there, I said print let's say print I love Python. I love Python. This will not be executed. You can even see that it's telling you that I'm having a big fat error. It will never ever be executed because I have a return words statement. But if you have it like this, it will be executed. I love Python. This statement that you are seeing in line 42 is outside the function of what? Of products. Please, am I making any sense here?
I don't understand though.
Now, when I say it's outside the function, return statement, when you, this one here, this return statement is inside the function. That's why we said
Okay.
Python make use of what we call the indentation. Indentation is very, very important. This one is inside the statement. When I pass in my return code here and I press enter, my cursor get out of the what? Of the function. So what the return statement does is that it bring you out of your function for you to execute your what, your function call. So if you are calling your function, you pass the function inside a print statement. You can't call the function like that. If you call the function like that, it will not give you any result. So what I was not saying is that this one now, this print statement you are seeing here is not inside this function. That's why you notice that the guy is what is working. And you know that this is not a function though. This is not actually a function. This is your normal print statement in what? In Python. So even if I bring it here, I will still be in a very, very good shape. So this is your normal print statement function. In line 40, I'm no longer inside that particular word, that particular function. Line 40. So what I need to do now, I declare a variable. I said equals to what? Product. Product is what? The function what? The function name.
Name.
Bracket open and close. My argument. The first argument is 40. The second argument is what? Is 50. That's why I was able to print out the X. I print out the X. Whatever is stored inside here is going inside this what? This X. That's what is being executed. That you are seeing I love what? I love Python. So what I was not saying is this. You can use this method or you can use this long what? This long method. Whatever method that you like that is convenient for you, you can what? You can use it.
Okay, please, sir.
Yes,
This
sir.
product
Mm.
is taking the task from num1 times num2 abi, or this is a inbuilt method. This product.
It's taking the task from the 1 times num 2, the one we declared, the
Okay,
function we
that
declared.
return.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Please, any question concerning function?
Oh, so far so good.
All right. Oliver, you're welcome. Oliver, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Ah,
Yeah, thank you.
this is how you've missed a lot of class. Hope all is well.
Not been feeling so well.
It is well, oh.
You too. Sorry,
Sorry.
Oliver.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's move further. We are looking at flow statements. We have looked at function. That's just that about function. Or let's quickly look at a simple programming function. That a simple program that we
Sorry, sir.
use.
You said flow statement. Which one is flow statement again?
Control flow statement. Control flow statement is function is part of it. Then we have the conditional statement is also part of it. What we call control flow, it means that makes your program to flow, that make your program to to get different statements for it to be executed. That's what they call control flow. For example, now you can see that we
Okay.
can write a lot of code inside a function and trigger it out. That's why they call it a control flow. All right, still inside function, we have two type of a function. Okay, we have the user defined function, which we have been explaining since. The function product, the function grid, the function favorite fruit, etc., etc. These are user defined. Well, why do we call it user defined? Because you are the one that give it the name. I don't know if you understand, Mike. You name it by yourself. So that's what we call user defined function.
Okay. Is that defined? Okay.
There is
As
another.
per it's you name it by yourself, Abi.
Yes, you give it
That's
the
why it's
name.
called user defined.
Yes, that's why it's called user defined. Then we have a function called that is not user defined, that is built in. For example, you know the assignment I gave, the solution, I was using input. This,
Yes.
if I say input, do you know that this is a function? Input is a function, but you don't call it function. People, programmers don't call it function. They will call it method. If you come here, even the print statement that you are passing, print, is a function, but it's called a method. Uh, they are other built-in. The issue there is that built-in methods are called function. Okay, built-in methods are called function, and these functions are pre-written in the program. They are, we call them reserved word. So you call them the way it is. If you call them the way it is not, it will give you a big fat error. For example, we say the int bracket open and close is to convert to what? Integer, right? They will say the stro bracket open and close is to convert to what? To string, right? That's how it is. It
Mm-hmm.
is a what? A function. And it is a what? In that case, you don't need to call it a function, you call it method. The other kind of a function that we have that is Python that is bringing it is called the anonymous what? Function. So we are going to look at the anonymous function. Probably that was what I will use to end this class. What did I do?
Don't forget to write the name ahead.
Wait,
That's Wachiri Babanla.
anonymous.
Thank you.
How did they use to spell anonymous again? Am I correct? Anonymous. Am I correct?
Yes, go on. You're correct. Go on.
So now the anonymous function is the use of lambda function.
Complete it now. Function, anonymous function, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is the use of the lambda word function. Lambda is a reserved word. Now this is the syntax. I always give syntax. Use your lambda keyword. Alright. Use your lambda keyword. So the next thing that you need to use, lambda said, it's not lambda, lamb b, then d, lambda. He said the next thing you need to pass is arguments. So he said they now said we should pass in a what? A semicolon. The next thing we pass is what? Expression. The next thing we pass is what? Is expression. So they say we should get arguments, then we get what? Expression. The question that you ask me now, Mr. Emmanuel, what is what? Argument. And what is what? Expression. Uh, Basically, expressions are operations. Hello, expressions are operations.
Hi.
Just like you are writing x plus y, that's an operation. That is also mathematical word expression. The other one is argument. Argument is the variable that you want the expression to what to carry. You can see that writing a program to add two number will be very very short using your lambda function. One line of code, I will be done with my program. Look at it. I'll just say hard here equals to my lambda. It said arguments. My argument is x and what? Y. The next one said I should bring my what? Expression. X plus what? Y. Okay? That's what they say we should do. So the next thing we need to do is for us to call our what? Our function. So my function is what? Hard, right? I'm going to say hard. So remember, we need to pass in argument. We have to pass the argument because we have x and y. So I have 30 comma what? 50. If I save this and I run it, I will get 70 printed out. Sorry, 80 printed out. Are you seeing it? With just two lines of code, I've gotten addition of what? Two number using your lambda function.
Yes.
Now, based on the syntax said, is it that lambda function cannot be used for string to execute string? Yes, it can be used to execute string. So if I want to use to execute any string, I can say, for example, greets. We have a function up there that I will call greets equals to, I'll call my lambda x. Then the next thing said I will look for what? My x. So he said I will print what now? I'm printing out what? Greets. What am I printing here? I love, sorry, good evening. Good evening. If I save this, I'll still get that word printed what out. good evening. All right, hi, good evening. Hi, good evening. Are we okay? So you can see that I have hi, what, good evening. Now, let's
Okay.
tweak it. Let's tweak it. We said that inside the lambda function, you can call something, right? For example, hi, good evening, what, Mike. Hi, good evening, what, Mike. So how do I write this program that my program will execute uh, Mike, all right? That I will have what, Mike executed with the lambda what, the lambda function. He said argument and what, expression. So
Expression.
yeah, argument and what, an expression. So how do I now get Mike being executed? If I say, for example, x plus y, I want to show you something, because the plus operator, which is addition, is also what, concatenation. And what is concatenation? Concatenation simply means joining, adding two things to what, together. I said x comma what, y. Then here, and I said x plus what, plus y. Now we know that this is actually what, string. Okay, this is actually string that you have here. Now if I come here and I pass in something like let's say I pass in, yeah, something like Mike. I pass in Mike here and I execute this program. Sorry, let's say I have Mike here because it should be string. So if I execute this program, it's supposed to give me good evening words. Hi, good evening words, Mike. Are you there?
I'm here, yes.
So what if I now say this now? Whatever programming, you have to learn how to tweak things. This is equals to what? Mike. This is equals to what? Mike. Alright? Then I now come in here. I called only good evening. See what you are going to have. Hi, good evening. This guy now is not showing because the variable is not passed here. The value is not passed inside here. But if I come here and I said, if I pass y here, let me see what I'm going to have. I'm having a big fat error, which is telling me that it's not what, is not declared. Okay, oh, I'm having error here. I'm supposed to declare it inside here. So I have this close. Hi, what, good evening. Okay, then I have my y here. So you can see that it's telling me that it's not actually what, it's not actually recognized. It's not actually
No,
recognized what,
try x comma y because
x,
that's the variable is equal to Mike. X comma try x comma y. Let's see if it work.
s comma y.
Yes, sir.
In this score 55,
Yes.
s comma y will not work. Oh. But let me clear your doubt. This is what you said.
Yes.
You can even see it's telling me that there will be an error there. So it's not going to work. Y is not defined.
Ah, it won't work. Yes.
So so the syntax is argument followed by what? Your
Expression.
expression. Argument followed by your
Expression.
expression. So you can see even when I pass in mic inside, I'm still getting my results as long as I did not call it, I've not triggered it. But if I come here and say comma Java, I pass in Java here, I store it. Let's see what I'm going to have. Hi, good evening, what? Java. So this one is serving as default what? Argument. Okay, this one is serving as default argument. So please, any questions so far? I don't want to go to another this slide to not be too bulky for us.
No, this one is okay. Let's go and master this one first.
Yeah,
Boss.
the next topic we want to look at is conditional statement, but that will be our next class. So let me just give you one assignment to do for me. You guys are not doing my assignment too.
No, so I did my own, oh, but I failed it. Can you imagine when you did it now? It was very, very simple.
Don't worry now, it's because your first time. Please also be making research. Write a
Yes,
Python
sir.
program using function to display even number between 10 and what? 20. Even number between 10 and what? 20. So this is your assignment. Alright, I'll also drop it on the group platform. Please, someone should drop message on the group platform. Let's see. Let me be able to see. Okay. Alright, so we can call it a day. I will drop the video on the platform. Oliver, any question? Java, any question? Joseph, any question? Mike, any question? Unmute your
No,
mic and
no
speak.
question. All is good.
Alright. Uh, Joseph, are we together? I'm not sure he's here. Mike, are we good?
Yes, sir. 100%.
Java, are we good? Alright, let's have a nice day. Thank you very much, guys.